It's one slot. It's two guys, one slot. Slot Master and Rust Factor coming at you weekly on Two Guys, One Slot. Your favorite podcast is Two Guys, One Slot. They talk about everything and nothing on Two Guys, One Slot. Slot Master and Rust Factor on Two Guys, One Slot. Two Guys, One Slot. Two Guys, One Slot. Two Guys, One Slot. Slot Master and Rust Factor. Two Guys, One Slot. Two Guys, One Slot. One slot, Slot Master and Rust Factor. Two guys, one slot. 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 Two guys, one slot.
Did you mute yourself?
That was the worst one yet.
I'm outdoing myself every week.
That was the worst one yet. That could not end soon enough.
Yeah, that was.
I feel like we should be wearing like leather, and this is the time we dance. I'm Hans. This is Dita. We dance.
We dance.
Anyway, how's it going? Episode 67. Two guys, one slot. Slot Master. Hi. And 1,122 miles away is my old pal, the Rust Factor.
Yeah.
As I told Rust Factor earlier, I was just like, I just don't really have much ado today. So
slow news week. Not that.
Yeah, pretty slow news week. Nothing happened. Good night, folks.
See you next time.
Just a little bit happened over the week since we were. It was a bad week to be an ear, and it was a bad week to be a celebrity. My God, how many celebrities passed away this week?
Oh,
Let's
my
count them.
God.
Get the albatross, the abacus out, Rust Factor. The first one. Excuse me, was Shelley Duvall, who lived just a weird, sad life towards the end. Mm-hmm. I think that was on actually I think
we brought that up last week.
Yeah. I believe that was a week ago today.
Yeah.
Then just the bevy of celebrities came victim to the grim weeple.
Yeah.
Dr. Ruth. She died on Friday.
I remember listening to her nasty little radio show when I was like 10.
Hello, Rust Factor. Hello, Rust Factor. Rust Factor, they got your penis and you got hello, Rust Factor. You remember we had her on, we interviewed her, and I mean, she was old as dirt. I mean, she had to be 70, it was 20 years ago,
yeah,
so 76.
What was she, 96? I saw the funniest tweet. I'm on this old Don and Mike Facebook page, and someone said she died at 96, and the top comment was, her lifestyle finally caught up with her.
So Shelley Duvall, Dr. Ruth. And then, sadly, I was really, really sad that we're not going to see him running around in his little candy cane striped shorts. Richard Simmons.
Yeah, and that gets real sad because he'd been kind of an introvert, a shut-in for many years now. And he was just starting to kind of say some stuff online and, send a message to everybody. And he just worked out a deal with, I don't even know who the network was, that he was going to do kind of a life story thing and actually be a big part of it. And man,
so he came out like in February that he had cancer, right? Like skin cancer or some sort of cancer. And then you didn't really hear much from him. He disappeared after that. That one popular podcast is Where's Richard Simmons, or Where? Do you remember that? Did you ever listen to that podcast?
I never listened to it, but I know what it is, yeah.
It was pretty good. So they say he just died of natural causes. So he must have just had a heart attack or something, because Friday he tweeted something about how was his birthday? And he's like, oh, I'm having a great birthday. I just turned 76 or something like that. And sitting here writing emails or answering questions or whatever. And he said, have a beautiful Friday. And then next day, that was it. And then next on the list would be Shannon Doherty.
She was from Beverly Hills 90210 and that WB show about them witches, Charmed. I think she did a lot of other things too, but those are two of the big hitters.
Yeah, as my cousin said, the rumor has it the Peach Pit flags were flying at half-mast in honor of Shannon Doherty. She had, I believe, cancer, and it came back. And
yeah, she'd been fighting that for like 9 years or something, I read. So
wasn't she fighting also Alyssa Milano?
Who isn't?
Weren't they both in that witch movie?
Yeah.
That movie about the witches. NFL star Jacoby Jones, he passed away.
Yeah.
Sports, Sunday, July 14th, Super Bowl champ and former NFL wide receiver died at his Houston home. He was only 40.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I'm 40. He passed away. Not sure on his cause of death. Last I checked, maybe that might have been updated.
Yeah.
And then iconic comedian died today, Bob Newhart. 94. It's weird. I remember watching like Bob Newhart, like I'd be sitting in the front room watching the TV, and my dad would be watching Newhart and just giggling.
Do houses have a front room anymore? Is that things that people set up? The front room?
I don't know. I think they lost the front room and the master. I think those got taken away.
Yeah. So, yeah, lots of celebrities just meeting the end, man. That's kind of, I mean, we go through phases like this, but this is one of them phases where I'm like, Jesus, man, that's enough already.
I know. Well, welcome to episode 67. Hopefully you have your pizza out. I got yelled at by Duzzy yesterday because we didn't have the podcast yesterday, and she's like, well, for fuck's sake, I already ordered pizza and beer. This place that I just figured out they have beer. I can get beer delivered. She didn't order beer, I wouldn't think. But
what's wrong with her? Doesn't she know that every third week of the month we do this podcast on Thursdays, and on the second week we do it Wednesdays but late, and on the second week we do it sometimes Wednesdays and sometimes Thursdays but early, and
and then we're gonna do it for 2 more weeks and then take 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
Got a big show planned for episode 69.
Yeah, we got some work to do on that.
We do. That you don't want to miss. So that's two weeks away.
Yeah.
So the reason we switched it kind of to Thursdays is because Russ Factor's been entertaining his new lifestyle. Been going to Jim's Gym
that
with
lifestyle.
Ed. Oh, yeah. With his quote unquote pal Ed. How's that been going, Russ Factor?
Well, I hope someday we go there and don't just like get in our skivvies and sit in the sauna for the whole hour together and actually use some of that equipment in there. It looks pretty cool.
Oh, criminy, that was good. I like that right back there.
I didn't actually go this week. We had some stuff going on this week. Some family stuff, and then I've been talking about that little cat we had. We found it a home. So we met a nice couple that came over and hung out with it for a while and chatted with us, and we got him all set up and moved on to his new home. So,
Russ Factor.
Back down to 3 cats.
Oh, when you did that, do that again. Okay, when you sort of did that thing, it reminded me of that thing that was you'd stick to the wall in your room when we were there. You remember?
Oh, Lamar.
Yeah, maybe you should bring Lamar out for episode 69.
And Nana's hand. Nana's floppy hand.
Nana's floppy
Oh, yeah,
hand.
that. Oh, that. Yeah, there's 2. There's Lamar and then Nana's hand. This is Nana's hand.
But a different tone.
About the same.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, the Mar's the other tone.
Nails, man.
Something happened to me today. Nothing crazy, but been going to the eye doctor. Not the normal eye doctor either. One that has a wacky name, the ophthalmologist.
Ophthalmologist?
Your boy, which eye? This eye? This eye? This
Yeah.
eye. I got a little gray spot that popped up like 2 months ago, and it's real annoying. Like when I'm reading my phone, like tweets and stuff, it's down the line and then a little over to the right, based on what I'm reading. So I've been checking this out, and they can't figure out what's wrong with me. But you ever had your eyes dilated?
Yeah.
Both of them.
I have.
Have you ever just had one dilated?
I have.
That fucking sucks. I almost prefer
It does.
both, but today I just had one. This is my second appointment, but they just dilated one eye, and about after an hour getting back home, I'm like, this is fucking annoying. I just went and took a nap.
So what'd they find out?
They don't. They're just baffled. Russ Factor is an enigma. They don't know what's wrong with him. His eye couldn't look more healthy. Yeah, so they're gonna have your boy back in 3 months and see how things are shaking out. But might just be something I live with.
So you're just going to be seeing spots?
Seeing one spot. It doesn't bother me too much, like looking at monitors my day to day. It's just when I'm looking at my phone and like laying in bed and shit. It's like it's always there, and when I really hyper focus on it, my eye gets all achy and shit, and I'm like, ugh. So.
I just saw a comment from Beeman. He says, "You got your brown eye dilated."
Nightly.
Oh God.
Oh, so that was my exciting news today.
You're gonna go back in a month?
I went back. I was there last month, and they had me in a month later, just to kind of make sure it wasn't getting worse. And they gave me this really high-tech piece of equipment to monitor it. Let me grab this for you. You'll love it.
Okay. A little grabbing it music for Russ Factor.
This high-tech equipment to monitor my vision. A grid to stare at.
Okay.
So I could visualize and vocalize, like, you know, how big it was, how many grids it took up. It hasn't changed a bit since it started, so that's a good sign. My vision got better. That was strange. They had me read the line with my glasses on.
Yeah.
The normal thing, and the first time I went last month, I couldn't read the bottom line with that eye. This month it was the same as the right, and I could read both. So she's like, "Your vision got better." I was like, "Okay, sounds good, Doc."
Good.
Yeah.
That's it's got some super fancy name for that grid there, Russ Factor. We're gonna call it the Russ Factor grid.
It's the Amsler grid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm really sad. This entire time, you haven't picked up on the fact that every song that I've been playing has something to do with eyes.
I have picked up on that.
Okay. That is the bad part about turning 40, Russ Factor.
Yeah.
Everything falls apart.
Yeah, she's like, "Do you want to go see a specialist?" And I'm like, "Not really. If it's not getting
No,
worse."
that sounds
she's
expensive.
She's like, "Well, if there was a reason for you to do it, and I saw something here, which I don't see anything, I would pressure you to." But she goes, "We'll just have you back in 3 months and take another look at it one more time and go from there." And I said, "Yeah." And that was my big concern, is that it wasn't fucking getting worse, and it wasn't something like that you could see that was like, "Oh, we gotta tear your eyeball out and work on it."
Maybe I saw a TikTok yesterday where a guy pulled out his eyeball and his fake eyeball, and then put a green screen eyeball in.
That's
Maybe
kinda
you
dope.
can do that.
You can do all sorts of cool stuff then.
That's what he said. He was like, "Stitch this," and he yanked it out and then put the green one in. So maybe you could do some neat party tricks like that.
Yeah, I could like record a TikTok video where you zoom in on my eye, and then it's just a video of my cats playing in it.
That would be good. it's very interesting. Obviously, there was some big event in America, where somebody tried to take out the president, and
this little noodly arm fella.
yeah, it's always funny of these stupid things celebrities say after the fact of that.
Boy, did they say it! And after there was already flack going around, they kept saying it.
It's just interesting to me that people I mean, first off, whichever political aisle you sit on, you don't want somebody to die,
No.
Especially by the way that went down. And the fact that he didn't is fairly amazing.
Oh, wow. I mean, I just watched that, and I'm like, dude, that changed the whole game. Is just looking over at the crowd cheering like after something he said.
It's just, I don't know. It's just weird. I think that, I think probably, one of the dumbest ones that I saw was Kyle Gass and Jack Black.
Yeah.
You saw that. They canceled the whole tour, which was weird because Jack Black is like as far as you possibly could go on that side.
Yeah, and he took a lot of flack for that because, people are just stupid. So, like, I didn't even see what happened first, but I thought he said it, and then I watched the video. I'm like, well, that was Kyle that said that.
Yeah, Kyle Gass said he was making a wish. Because it was his birthday, and they were in Australia. Mm-hmm. So they were a day ahead. So I think they might have known that it was coming. And
the
maybe
future.
That's the future down in Australia. Mm-hmm. And he said, blew out candles and said, next time don't miss or something like that. I mean, it's just stupid, just the dumb things that people say. And it's just, we ain't got no room for that.
Twitter's been an absolute shit show since all this happened. I have spent a lot of time on the Twitter, and it's been one of the roughest weeks I've seen yet over there. So
it just continues to just divide and conquer. And then the other guy, the big guy, he caught the vid. He's got COVID.
Wait a minute. I was told. Never mind. We're not gonna get into it. I was told if I got my vaccines and my shots, I wouldn't get that dang thing.
Yeah.
But
another one.
I think the tweet was just the saddest thing because we know, it's not him tweeting, it's his people, PR team, and he just tweeted, "I'm sick."
I'm sick. I'm sick. Another thing that really made me kind of giggle, let me share this for you. New York Magazine cover is causing all types of funny stuff. I'll share it with you if you want to share the screen. Basically, it says, people are beyond disturbed by magazine's new Trump and Biden cover.
Oh, God, here we go.
You can zoom in on it. It's actually pretty good. He's like, huh? What am I standing on? And then Trump's like, you're going to see the goodest weight loss ever. There's nobody been gooder ever. I like how they make his neck orange and his arms orange.
Pasty white.
And the rest of him. Oh, God. It's just so weird. It's like we live in an absolute, movie these last couple weeks.
Yeah. And
the Secret Service just bungles the entire, the one lady that was trying to put her shooter back in her holster, she just couldn't do it. I was laughing. I was like, oh my God, she can't put this thing back in it. She can't holster the weapon. And then she looks like somebody we used to talk to. And then they got to the hospital. She was still bumbling with the weapon. She couldn't put it back in.
You think she could have asked for some help by that point? Like, but can you help me put this back in here?
Can you grab this and put this back in? Oh, God.
He says, body shaming 2 senior men, low hanging fruit.
I mean, it's too easy. Yeah. I mean, it's.
To make it fair,
mean,
we'll recreate this photo with me and Slotmaster for next week, and we'll body shame ourselves.
We basically could, because that's what my tan looks like. You're a lot skinnier than me, and I mean, like for real. Look at that. That's kind of what my
it is
because of the light.
I can see the difference.
I mean, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
I went to a water park. Speaking of which, you can take that picture off. It's kind of making me
excited.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to move around with a. I took my kids and nieces to a water park, and it'd probably been
not long enough.
Close to about 10 years.
Yeah, not long enough.
Since I'd had my shirt off in public for more than maybe walking outside to get something out of my car.
Oh, I thought you meant going to a water park.
Basically gone. I haven't gone to a water park in 30 years, maybe.
Not long enough.
Maybe. But
so you got out in front of everybody and ripped it off then?
I mean, I didn't care. So I ran up to my kid, made me go down this slide. Bad move on my part. It gave me like serious vertigo, and I was really, really dizzy the rest of the time. Wow. But while I was on top of the slide, the lifeguard, cute little like 21-year-old, 22-year-old girl goes, "Oh my God.
Is that Slotmaster?"
I was like, "Oh, please, please, no, please, 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 no, please, no." And she said, "That is the greatest tan line I have ever seen in my life." And I go, "Thank you very much, sugar tits. I'll see you on the bottom." She goes, "When you walked up here, I thought you were wearing water socks." And I'm like, "Water socks?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I look down, and my feet, it's like my golf tan is like... It looks like I'm wearing socks. Pretty funny. It's pretty good. But she was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Please."
Just texting her friends about it and everything.
She's like, "You should have seen this old dude, man." Man. I'm surprised. If she had a cell phone, she would have been taking pics of me. But the water park, it was in a slide. It was really high. It was like 5 stories up, maybe.
Jesus.
But you had to walk.
Yikes.
Let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 stories up. And it was an enclosed tube. And it was like weight limit, like 350 pounds or something like that. And my daughter goes, "Are you going to be able to get on it?" It's like, damn.
You're grounded.
Get over here. And I was like, "No, I'm not. Leave me alone." No.
That's it. Back to the car. We're going home.
That's it. You are grounded. And then I went in it, and like every time you turn, it had like these, not slits, but it was like a green slide, and then it had like these things, kind of like a sunroof is probably the best way you could see it. So light could come in. Mm-hmm. So you were just going whoosh, 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 just the whole way down. And I was just like,
this sounds terrifying.
It wasn't terrifying. It was just like,
dreadful. That's the word I was looking for.
And I got down on the end, and my daughter went before me, and she's like, "Oh my God, let's do it again. That was so fun." And I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm never going to do that ever again." Plus, the girl up front made fun of me. And you body shamed me, calling me a fat ass. Wouldn't think I would fit on that slide. Let's go. Have pizza. So that was the weekend.
Yeah, I don't know. Water parks to me, I don't know. I got a lot of weird views on things, and a water park to me just seems...
I will never... I mean, never's a long time. And I do a lot of weird shit for my...
It's like, what if I accidentally got some of that water in my mouth? I think I would just puke at the thought of that.
Oh, I for sure didn't go over and like with the general pop in the wave pool.
No way.
There was not a chance I was doing that.
There's a constant flow of urine being added to that pool.
There there was not a chance. I mean, you walk through and you can just, like all it is. Like, have you ever heard of Great Wolf Lodge? It's like an indoor water situation.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Very.
We have one here.
I'm sure you have multiple of them there.
Yeah, we got one up in Scottsdale.
They are. I would not get in that wave pool. We went on all the slides, and they kept wanting me to go. The fat guy would really get them going, and we'd really jump on this one jump. My one daughter goes, "Oh my God, that's the fastest we've ever gone, Dad. You've got to go behind us again. Come on these like little inner tubes." And then we went down. We cruised like the lazy river like 4 or 5 times. That's more my speed.
Yeah, I like that. That's about where I'd be at too.
But that wave pool, there's not a possibility of getting in that, because you just like would walk through it, and one section would be a little warmer. Public pools, it's not it, especially when there's hundreds of kids in them, and limited bathroom situations.
We went to this one time when I was a kid, and I didn't really care for it. And I remember literally
Fantasy?
a month later, it got closed because everybody was getting hepatitis.
Fantasy?
Is that it? Was that
Probably. Yeah. I think we could. The great thing about it is I remember Fantasy was so expensive. Like back in like the 80s when I was going in grade school, it was like $35. And then I remember I was so pissed off because you'd have to rent a raft, and it was $5. And I was like, that's some bullshit that you have to, because I'd take like $40 because I'd get like a soda pop and some sort of snack at some point. And 30 of it was blown on entry. 5 of it was blown on some dumb raft that you'd go in the wave pool. And then you'd only have 5 left for like a snow cone or a whatever at the end. This place, from 5 to 7, is half price.
Ooh.
Guess how much it cost for 6 folks to walk in that building?
$80.
Incorrect. $30. 5 to 7 p.m. Costs $30
For all of you guys to go in there.
Yes, it's
Holy
$5
shit.
each. I was like, hey, motherfucking yeah.
That's a good value.
And it was perfect because it closed at 7. So I'd take the kids, and I was like, hey, I can only stay here for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
This hour and a half window is going to come soon. Because, it's kind of like bar time. They like to close a little bit early, and slides are shutting down a little bit early, and they run their clocks a little bit ahead. It was fantastic.
Yeah, they kind of
But
get that vibe
30
of time to get moving, folks.
I mean, it was 6 max bet spins on the 1 cent denom on Dragon Links. That was it right there. I find myself in my entire life equating on how many spins on either the 1 or 2 cent denom on certain things. I was like, damn, dinner was $135 tonight. Shit. I could have put that 135 on a 10 cent denom.
I could have turned that into 10 grand.
Been hitting that grand and getting me a tattoo. All right. Episode 67. We are almost closing out the season. As I mentioned, we're going to go to episode 69. Mm-hmm. We're going to take a couple weeks off, kind of dream it all up again. We're going to not restructure things, but just put a little bit more emphasis in
basically
having some
we're going to move this
stuff
over here.
Right.
And this can go down here and go right in front.
And then we're going to take off the after dark because...
Oh, that was from last week.
Technically, it's after dark. But, right. We're going to do that. It's fantastic. And then I may switch my background to something else other than purple.
Jesus Christ. You know what?
Really...
your background, I know it's Discord, but every time I see it, I think Twitch.
I do too.
Gonna eat for 2 days.
I always think Twitch when I see that.
I think everything's
maybe I'll get a background for next season.
backwards.
That's not just, this exercise bike.
You been on that lately?
Nah,
What about the bike?
like a week ago.
Oh, some bitch. Some bitch.
Oh,
I think that, you know, like you were saying, Twitter's been on fire, or should we say X has been on fire. There's been some pretty funny memes, and I've been kind of liking a lot of the things I've been seeing. I did watch an interesting video on, you know who just keeps pumping out the hits on YouTube?
who's that?
Mr. Beast. I mean, there's a reason that fella's got however many hundreds of millions of subscribers that he got. He just does it right. There's a lot of he's kind of turning into a touch of a for lack of a better term, pussy, and he's doing all this philanthropy shit, like giving stuff away, and he needs to have another channel for all that bullshit, which he probably will.
Yeah,
Probably will.
Yeah.
Keep pumping out the hits, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, he could finally get to a point where he could do that again, because he had all of his repeat channels for the different translations, but with advancements and everything with AI and stuff, he's able to actually house all the translations under one channel. So, yeah, that does open it up to kind of have a channel dedicated to content A and then content B. So, I've still never seen a Mr. Beast video.
You never have?
Not a one.
They're actually pretty good. They're really well done. I heard he's getting ready to sign some big contract, or may have signed some big contract with Amazon to do maybe a couple $100 million to do some shows on Amazon.
Damn.
Maybe I'm incorrect. I'm not sure why I just thought of that. Oh, I know why, because I just saw something on Logan Paul, and Logan Paul was in one of his last videos where he got like 50 of the top creators around and did that Squid Games with them.
Yeah, I heard something like that. It had a bunch of influencers on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that dude that always gives him shit in his videos, Moist Critical, Penguin Zero.
Oh yeah, Penguin.
Yeah, they have a
Penguin
video
Zero.
of him walking up to him going, "Hey man," and he's like, "Hey dude, love your video. You've talked some shit." And dude folded instantly. He goes, "Man, I'm happy when people don't take that stuff like personally." And like everyone's like, "Bro, folded under no pressure."
Yeah. And then he came out with some video. I've been watching a little bit of his videos too. Charlie's pretty funny how he comes out and just talks about everything and disses everybody, but like that, he caught some scruff from that, from being so nice. He's like, "Oh, I actually like Prime." And then he came in the next, he was like, "I have never once said anything bad about Prime. I like Prime. And when Jake Paul or Logan Paul asked me, I said that I liked it.
Yeah,
I was being honest."
he folded under zero pressure.
I don't know how. I think I'd never really watched any Mr. Beast. I've stalled out on O.J. Simpson trial episodes. I'm at like 210 out of 415.
Yeah,
And I've just been kind of trying to find something new.
kind of a grind getting through that one.
Yeah, it is. We're in the real thick of the DNA, and it's real interesting.
Wouldn't be
to
the
me.
first time.
Right. I'm always really thick into DNA and distributing it and making sure I spread it and all sorts of
Rolling
stuff.
around in it.
Roll around in it. No, but we're real. We're balls deep in DNA on the O.J. Simpson trial. And we just it's just, I don't know. It's just boring to me. So I think I just scrolled into a Mr. Beast albums or Mr. Beast deals. So watched a few of them. He has some really good. I get why people watch him. It's not like that dumb shit that a bunch of kids were watching where they were opening games and shit like that my kids used to watch. I was like, oh my God. Talk about brain rot.
Yeah. One thing we didn't really, I don't know if this ended by last week, but all that Alec Baldwin stuff, that trial, they got that case dismissed.
And I'm going to sue everybody, like the Jerky Boys. I'm suing the police department. I'm going to sue the prosecutor. I'm suing the judge. He shouldn't sue the judge because the judge threw it out.
And that judge, oh my God, I saw some clips from it, man. The whole time she's like, fuck. like, man, why did I
That
get
prosecutor
Why
was
did I get
horrible.
put on this one?
Speaking of trials, the young thug judge got recused from that trial, so they're going to find another judge for that whole system, that whole thing to go. So that'll be
Yeah.
interesting to watch that as well. We
I-
had Lil Woody.
Lil
Remember
Woody.
Lil Woody? He's like, I don't even know what went on. I plead. How old are you? I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. I cannot remember.
Mr. Woody, you are not going to be charged for any of this. Okay. How old are you? I plead the fifth.
But touching on the Alec Baldwin stuff, I think I came away from this whole situation with just something I haven't heard a lot of other people say, and maybe I'm just stupid, maybe I'm out of touch, maybe I'm dumb, maybe all three and a couple more that you could think of in chat. But I think with movie magic and the way that it is, especially here in the 2020s, I kind of feel like I don't understand the reason that we need guns with real bullets on movie sets.
I thought you weren't allowed to do that after that one dude's kid got Brandon. What was his name? Got shot and killed in a movie. What's his name? What's that fella's name? I sound like Biden. Look,
Brandon Lee,
yeah, Bruce
from,
Lee's kid,
shooting
got
the
shot.
Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Ever since then.
apparently you could, and it was, and I'm just sitting here going,
You weren't supposed to have that on there.
yeah. And what's
Like you weren't even supposed to have the and the girl got convicted and now she's asking for a new trial.
Yeah.
The armor. The thing about the Alec Baldwin, I ain't no lawyer, but the thing I knew they were going to be have trouble with is you either had to go after him as the actor or the producer because he was both. And I think they went after the fact that he was the actor because it was just he could have been the producer and made sure that he had like low budget that armor. The girl that was like basically the first one that he that she had ever done. Her dad was a famous armor from a bunch of movies, but it's just interesting that the thing about it was also is the prosecution hid all types of evidence from the defense, and you obviously can't do that. As you found out in the Young Thug trial too, we're learning lots. Welcome to law with two dipshits.
I ain't no lawyer, but
I ain't no lawyer, but I know a little bit. I think that you need a warrant to look through my shit.
yeah.
I think that I don't know, since it was thrown out, if they're going to try to prosecute him again, but I don't think they are. It was just kind of botched from the get-go, and the armor's asking for a new trial. She was convicted, and she's going to jail for like involuntary manslaughter, I think, and she's gonna get some years, or she got some years on that. The sad thing about it is the lady died.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing, because people were dumbasses, so people have to be held accountable for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't think it's just, I mean, it's a combination of everything. The armor, the producer. I think Baldwin was at fault at some point. He shouldn't be at fault for actually, well, he lied, first off, because he said, I did not pull the trigger. Well, they did all sorts of tests on that gun, and it took like a small child to stand on that trigger in order for it to snap. So he had to pull the trigger on that. It's just
I
weird
just
to me,
feel
man.
like I don't know. I feel like movie magic has come far enough that that this situation could have been completely avoided.
1,000% could have been avoided because.
And I see in chat, like, I wasn't even talking about, like, I don't know where, things are. I know blanks can kill too, but I feel like movie magic is far enough ahead. We don't even need that.
You don't even need a blank. You shoot them enough. Yeah. You don't even need a blank. Who cares? Yeah, like you said, just put a fake CGI gun.
Yeah.
You don't all have to be Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but everything, still have the little packs that can like go poof at somebody, like whatever, however you do movie magic. But we have a lot of technology in movies now, so yeah. As I'm seeing that, I'm like, maybe we should just rely on the magic that we have to edit film and do things in post, and not just have live guns running around on movie sets.
You should not do that. And then another big news in the British Open is going on over in some other country, not in America. I just sent you that. Click on that tweet and listen to what this announcer said about Tiger Woods. Who, coincidentally, or not coincidentally, is one of my favorite golfers. I was also listening to this thing about how to separate the art from the artist. We've talked about this before, and how we talked about how you can't separate whatever Tiger Woods does off the golf course. I don't care. He did a lot of bad things, not necessarily faithful to his wife, but I can separate that. I don't care what he did. Don't care. The only people that I really can't do that with is like the Lost Prophets, and we discussed that a little bit.
Yeah,
you gotta hit that.
That was pretty egregious.
Hit the okay.
All right, here we go. Check this out.
Uneven ground, and you look at the eyes, you've got to think that there's quite a lot of painkillers being taken to cope with the pain, Not easy.
And you look at the eyes.
Bro, that's what Tiger Woods' eyes look like. He's got weird eyes.
He does.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not on painkillers, but
maybe he's got to be on painkillers. You look at the eyes.
You look at the eyes, and you can see. You got to think there's a lot of painkillers to be taken.
There's a lot of painkillers being taken.
Uneven ground, and you look at the eyes, you've got to think that there's quite a lot of painkillers being taken to cope with the pain,
What? Okay.
I mean, what's a lot of painkillers? I mean, what's a golfer painkiller threshold, or what's a football painkiller threshold? I need to know these questions, these answers to those questions. And what's the outrage over that? I'm sick of all this stupid ass outrage. Who cares? Let people say whatever they want to say. If they want to sound like a dipshit, not saying that guy is sounding like a dipshit. I don't know. He's got
Like the reaction I had to hearing this for the first time was that's just what his fucking eyes look like. And then I followed up with not saying he's not on a lot of painkillers. That should be the common reaction to something like this.
Who cares if he is? I mean, these people are like clutching their pearls going, oh my God, fire that guy.
As long as he's not getting in his SUV and like ramming into trees and shit. Oh, wait.
He already did that after his wife blasted a 9-iron through his back window. It's just, it just is interesting that all this outrage is just annoying. Even like I just think it's funny, like not funny, but it's just if people want to say dumb shit about what the guy did to Trump and he missed. Who cares? They're just idiots. Yeah, it's just dumb. But to a point, I guess. Yeah. It's just.
I think a lot of it like that I've seen. Oh my God, that's you, not me. It's never me.
My bad.
There's just there's a few people out there that have a voice that I think really doubled down. Like, remember that guy that was on that? Remember the Boogie segment we had? Boogie 2988.
Yes.
That guy was one of the Destiny. That's a guy where I'm like, maybe somebody should check into him because he dedicated his entire MO to that this week, and it was pretty disgusting. But yeah, like some offhanded comments. There's like whole Twitter accounts now dedicated to scouring Facebook posts of people who said dumb shit and just blasting their info. out everywhere so that they get fired and things like that. And that's, you know, I don't think that ever ends. Like that's gonna grow into something nasty, man. When that keeps going back and forth, we're gonna cancel you, and then we're gonna cancel you, and then we're gonna cancel you.
Yeah, it's like speaking of just actually something kind of funny. I was in a live stream last night, and the mod kept doxing the people that were playing slots. Like, if it's up to them to decide of whether or not they want to talk about where they're at. Some people may or may not want you to know where they're playing at. Yeah. And the mod just kept like
they're
blasting.
Here at this casino. Go here.
It's up to the creator or lack thereof. I wouldn't call myself a creator. It's up to the dumbass to decide if I want to tell you where I'm at. I don't necessarily have a problem telling you where I'm at.
I think we need to enhance that a little now, though. As I'll get in there, I'm gonna find out what stall you. I'll tell everybody what stall you parked your car in.
And then it was just weird. So I told the dude, I was like, "Hey, broski, why don't you just chill out a little bit on doxing where they're playing?" I got muted. Me.
Uh-oh.
I got muted. Then he started muting everybody.
Oh, pretty soon.
Pretty
quiet chat.
Guess what it was?
What's that?
It was feet don't fail me now. Bye-bye, Slopmaster. I'm out of there.
See ya.
No longer the biggest fan. See, that's the deal is mods have a tough job.
Yeah.
Mods have a tough job, and I admire all the mods that take care of our chat. Mm-hmm. And I need to talk to Slots, to be frank, because he's gone a little soft on us, Russ Factor.
Yeah.
I need to talk about it. He's gone a little soft on it. He's been going in subscriber mode only.
Uh-oh.
I'm a subscriber. But what if I scroll into a live where I'm not a subscriber? Maybe I don't want to. Win me over.
Yeah.
Let me, banter with your crew.
Yeah. No, I get that too.
And if you mute me, or by muting me by a mod, or forcing me to subscribe to your shit,
no,
it's bye-bye Slotmaster.
No.
Feet don't fail me now.
I look at that stuff as, I mean, it's worked out well for a lot of channels when you use it under two kind of circumstances. One, if things just for some reason one night you get bombarded and things get crazy out of hand. It's a quick trigger to pull to kind of, reel things in while we get mods situated and doing what they need to do. And special events, subscriber-only events, of course.
Yes.
But when you see all these channels here that have
way.
like 1,000, 2,000 viewers, and they're in sub-only mode, and it's the chat's going like there's 10 people. It's like, what is the point? Like, chat is a big part of the growth of these channels, and just the banter people have, the friends you've made. Like, think about all the little friends that have been made in this chat alone. On
and if I was on sub-only mode, people, like listening to Dizzy talk about how she found me on TikTok. She was like, God, this guy's a dumbass. And then, I give him the business, and he gives it to me back. If it was in sub-only mode?
Never.
If I had mods mutant folks for giving me the gears, it'd be bye-bye Slotmaster.
Yep. I'm
It's
like,
just
at this point,
interesting.
it's like you mod very, very, very hateful, toxic things, or things that will get the channel banned because it's in our chat.
That's it. I want, obviously, anything racial, anything... just it's against the TOS of YouTube, that you can't drop any links. I guess you can't do that anyway, and that's it.
Yep.
And then, if people call me a dumbass, I love that. That's my favorite thing.
God,
I
our
love
chat,
when people
watching
tell me
chat
to bet
and
the
hanging out when
max.
you're in there is so fun, just because it's different than a lot of other channels that I watch, because a lot of other channels are just on that button, mute, delete, and it's crazy. The stuff that I see get deleted sometimes is so tame on other channels. I'm like, oh,
I know. I'm not telling anybody how to run their channel, but
yeah,
my personal opinion is if you go live, don't set yourself up to not grow.
Right.
And I think if you're on subscriber only, it's not. I mean, like Slots to be frank is at a different place. My guess, I don't think I've talked to him about it. Maybe I have. But I think that he got to a place because chat moves so fast that his mods were like real. Because, he's kind of a low roller. So, I mean, there's keywords and stuff that you can mute that don't come up. But he probably just got sick of people just going. And then there's sometimes where I'm in the mood, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like if I don't want to like go back and forth with some guy.
yeah.
And then I'll mute them. But I rarely mute folks for not doing, just giving me the gears. But
Oh yeah, and there's a difference between poking at you and that, and then just coming in to be like an absolute dick who won't shut the fuck up. And we'll let you beat the dead horse for quite a while until we get to that point.
Yeah.
But you can reach that point.
you can reach that point. But I know, and that's the thing is, it's very tough, but on the flip side of the coin, it's very easy to be a mod and mine because you can just let most of it go. But there's some folks that are mods and others, and they're just like, oh no, I gotta, I'm just like, hey, just chill. I like just having just hardly any in there. I just like a lot of things just to go. I don't care. And the words or whatever that I don't want to hear, I've got those keyworded so you can't type those.
Right.
So mods don't even have to. Certain phrases ain't gonna see them. But it's like it doesn't make me mad. It's just like when I go to a slot channel because I'll watch them while I'm sleeping or trying to sleep, and it's on subscriber only. I'm just like, not interested. Not interested. And then friends will text me and say, hey, are you watching this? Nope.
No.
He was in subscriber mode. They were in subscriber only mode. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to be a subscriber of yours. Like I said earlier, win me over.
Right.
Win me over. Yeah. One of my faves is King Solo because he just tells them to go fuck themselves. Like for real. He'd just be like, because he's an advantage player. Same with like Buffalo Bob. Buffalo Bob we need to get him on. Both of those guys. We could have quad box.
Hey, yeah.
Both of those guys have a similar style of AP play, advantage play. So there's a lot of walking around. So you can't really be in subscriber mode because you want the people in chat to keep it going while you're walking to find slots. Bob goes down some rabbit trails where King Solo just says, fuck you, get out of here, you loser. If you don't like it, fuck off. Which I admire. I like it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that he says that.
And it's part of the bit,
like,
man. I mean, that's the stuff that we know. Like, there's stuff that works, and it's not all just staring at a slot machine the whole time. There's a lot of other little intricate pieces that go into a slot master broadcast, and fucking with chat is one of them.
Yeah, and I think it's taken some folks a while to realize that, but I don't care. I've got a very it's extremely thick, according to my daughter.
Foreskin.
But I've got a real,
Not according to your daughter. I'd like to apologize to my family.
a real thick skin. Jesus.
You blindsided me with the daughter thing there. Sorry.
Need to erase that. God, I lost my train of thought. No, but I'm not like I don't have like a real thick like whatever. God, what the fuck is wrong with me? I have a real thick whatever. I have a very thick skin. You can say whatever you want to me. It will not hurt me. I promise. And the more you give me shit, I guess I'm probably opening myself up for my next live stream, but I'm not that smart to sit there and just, I don't like to talk to hear myself talk. I want a banner with back and forth with there's so many things like, okay, we're on a 5-cent denom. Here comes a 250 bet. Oh, get the jackpot. Oh, get it. Oh,
Catchphrase. No interaction. Yeah, chat's the closest thing we got to phone callers. Like,
and that was the greatest thing on earth. I wish we could take live phone calls on this show right here. And
it's not impossible.
We did once on TikTok, and I think it was actually Dizzy, and we got banned. I want to interview Fleshy P. That's who I want to visit with. I want to meet Fleshy P for 2 reasons. Dizzy's man.
Yeah.
1, to figure out how on earth he puts up with Dizzy.
Okay.
Most importantly. And 2, just like talking with her, it feels like we are brothers from another mother, because just the shit that he says and the shit that I say, it's like I'm the taller American version of him. It's crazy. And I want to hear him do more impressions. He's got a whole bunch of impressions of fantastic. He does a great Mr. Mike, which I can't. Mr. Mike Slots, I can't. And NG Slots, I can't really do him yet. And some decent other ones. So
that might be something to think about for the next season, guys. We might get a phone number up and have a little caller segment during the show at some point. We can take some of your calls.
We
and
could give it the
quickly regret that bit and stop it after you ruin it.
Yeah, it would be after you were. You're like, all right, it's the Russ Factor. Out here on a Thursday. 888-765-TALK. It's the phone number. It's your favorite segment, ladies and gentlemen. It's the one you love. Oh, I missed the post. How did I miss that? It's the one you love. Radio Graffiti.
And our first call is just, you're on the air. N-bomb.
Russ Factor, you're on the air.
You suck a fat dick, Russ Factor.
All right, caller 2.
I really wanted you to touch my wiener, Russ Factor.
Calls are going great right now. Let's go to caller 3.
N-bomb.
Radio Graffiti, 888-588-TALK. It's a Russ Factor show. Russ Factor sent me a picture of, what year was that, do you think that was?
2002 or 3.
The most interesting part about it
it might have
Russ
been actually
Factor's-
2004.
Where did you find that?
Just on a shelf.
Pull it up. Can you pull it up?
Yeah, I'm trying to right now.
888-588-TALK. Russ Factor show. Radio Graffiti. Let's go to the phones.
You are a dumbass. Go fuck yourself.
I remember one of the very first phone calls I took live on the air, and I am not shitting you. Broadcast to all of Wichita, Kansas was exactly that. I was like, all right, Fly 92, hello. Hello? Yeah, you're on the air. Go fuck yourself. And then I just heard Dan in the background go, are you going to continue to take calls? Oh, God. Look at that young Russ Factor. And what do you think first popped up on this picture?
What are you talking about? Oh, the 22 down there.
Right there. I go, oh my God, 22. That's Rust Factor in the old studio right there.
Yeah.
Look at that picture.
We had two big old, you can't really tell. These are two big old CRT monitors right next to each other. Our phone, we had a phone here and a phone over, so you could reach either way to take that phone call. We had a shitty desk fan, and we had a CD player down here so we could play all of our own music that Dan hated.
Yeah, the monitor's right here. The board is
Basically right in front of me.
Right in front of us. That little black square was the CD player.
Yeah.
On top of that circle is the fan.
And
then that sign that was on the or the bulletin board. You remember what that was?
the Voltaire quote. Yes. Yeah.
I may not always agree on what you say, but I will fight to the death to defend it.
And then behind the monitor, there was a filing cabinet that had two phone books in it. A Las Vegas phone book and a New York phone book.
Yes. And those got absolutely worn out.
Oh, yeah. Our long distance bill there was outrageous.
Who keeps calling John?
And somebody brought us a Seattle phone book because we kept calling that one guy from Seattle. You remember that?
Yeah.
We'd call that one guy and he'd go, hello?
Hello.
And we'd be like, we wouldn't do it on the air. We'd always gas him up. We'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, man? He'd like, who the fuck is this? Why you call me? God, I want to do more of that.
Yeah, the good old days, man. But yeah, there's like we say, we talk about our radio days. There's not a lot of evidence of it left in this world.
I wish there were.
Yeah, and I know none of our coworkers really cared to probably have any mementos or take anything. You and I are probably the only ones that house any of that shit at this point.
Right. I need to. I found my whole book of CDs. Speaking of what you said,
Yeah.
I need to get a CD player from where I can.
Yeah,
play
I'm
these.
looking too. I got some CDs. I'm gonna get a little cheap Blu-ray thing. I might just go all out and spend like $45 and get one that'll burn CDs, even though I'll never use it. Oh yeah.
CNC show 5/28/2003.
Ooh, cannot
And it
wait
looks
to hear
like-
that.
It looks like it has a whole bunch on the back.
Nice.
You know how you can kind of see what was burned?
Yeah.
Can't wait to dig into that. Oh, can't wait to dig into that. Yeah, we had a Vegas, we had a Seattle, we had a New York. So we'd call them, when we thought we were funny, we'd have all those soundboards. You remember we'd put all those things together with like, who's your daddy? What does he do? And we'd just hit those buttons because it was back on the thing.
Yeah.
I go, hello? Who's your daddy? What does he do?
How are you?
And then people would go, what do you want?
This is Detective John Kimball.
This is Detective John Kimball. Oh, God. Those were the days. Anyway, what do you got coming up this week? On Rust Factor does a show on Twitch.tv. Rust Factor show, twitch.tv/Rust Factor show. Does it every Friday. Last week we had a premiere. It was a premiere, and then it keyed right into
The
Rust
worst
Factor
show that I've done in my entire career.
Really?
Yeah. Thanks everybody who came and hung out for a while. That was cool.
Why? What happened?
We started having some hardware issues, and the stream cut out like 3 times because the whole computer just locked up and blue screened. And it did that another time a few minutes later, and then it did it again. And then all the fire alarms in my house started fucking going off. And then the computer cut out again.
Why did all the fire alarms
No
go off?
clue. We were waiting to have someone out, so we've been riding dirty. We had to turn the breakers off. The house hasn't burned down, so we know it wasn't a fire.
I did send you a live of a lady that was sitting in her house that her smoke alarm was going off. Did you happen to watch that?
No,
Like beep every 30 seconds. I got on there and I was like, hey, I need your thoughts on a couple things. And she said, yeah, she goes, what do you want? And I was like, is there any chance you have any AA batteries laying around? And she said, man, fuck you. I like hearing that beep in the background. I ain't changing shit. It's like, okay, have a great night, ma'am.
We're hoping for a better show this week. We haven't quite sorted the fire detector thing. We're waiting on the people to come out, but they're not going. But just keeping that nose open in case we smell any fires. Got to do it the old way. And I think if there was a fire, they still got batteries in them, and they would individually go off.
Yeah, they'd be beeping.
Yeah, the routing of them when you have them running through your house like that, I think so they're all connected. Yeah, so one goes off, they all go off, and we've reformatted the computer, so I have no scenes. I have to set those up probably tonight.
Dang.
And we have some backup plans. We're gonna try one more week with the single PC reformatted, but if that doesn't work, I got a Amazon Prime Day with the worst fucking deals you can even find now. I got a shitty capture card because we have a backup plan, and it's gonna be a 2-PC setup for the Big Friday show, like the big boys do. So
Okay. I didn't see much on Amazon Prime Day either. I don't know if I'm numb.
my
to
wife
Prime
got
Day?
a digital candy thermometer for making candy, and I got some RAM. And that's it. There's nothing on there, man. I mean, and it's funny because I'm on Amazon all the time looking at kind of the similar shit that I look for. And a lot of the Prime Day deals are the exact same fucking price I see every other day of the year for these things. So
I know. The thing that popped up is like, add another line to your phone. Get this Samsung, the one that I have, whatever, that I use to stream, and I don't use it for anything else. I just stream with it.
yeah.
And it said, you can get it for this, and it's exactly what T-Mobile was offering it for. I was like, what kind of Prime deal is this bullshit?
Yeah, Amazon's really changed. I remember when Prime Day started years ago, and it was like you could go in there.
damn.
Oh my God, clean house. It's like I'm gonna spend $1,000 on here, easy. Now it's just like they raise the prices on a bunch of stupid shit like 3 weeks ahead of time,
And
so
you
they can
get
drop
those-
it back down to this price for Prime Day.
And you can get those Chrome extensions that tell you what the price changes each day.
I have that through the Honey app or whatever.
Yeah, so you can see it. This price was 2 weeks ago was $27. It's now $25. Prime sale, $25.
No.
So stupid. It is so dumb. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, and it's just not like I buy a lot of electronic-y stuff for studio and equipment, and a lot of the name brands that used to be on there that I'd get good deals on, they either A, don't offer good deals or don't even sell on Amazon really anymore. So it's just convenience for knockoff bullshit, basically, for a lot of the stuff that I'm finding. So Prime hasn't been good for Prime Day for me for at least the last 4 years. It's just been, we got a few things.
Agreed. All right, we're going to get out of here. Episode 67's a wrap. Thank you to everybody who watched, who listens on, I guess it's Spotify now.
Spotify!
It pumps out to all of that. If you're not following us on Spotify,
You can
do so.
You can watch us on Spotify even
You
now.
can, and you can also watch us on Apple Podcasts the way that I'm doing it now. So you can do that, or YouTube, wherever you want, you can find us. I want to thank big ups to all of my mods who do a fantastic job. I'm not, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I do. Sunday night, I will be at the casino. We'll do it live for another Sunday stream. Trying to talk a little special someone into going. Might be able to do that. And just 2 short weeks away from episode 69. Season ender. What do you got, Russ Factor? Friday show coming up tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be testing as one computer system.
One more time and then maybe the 2.
Una más. Una mas.
Yeah, we're gonna play.
thank you.
We're gonna play. I don't know what we're gonna play tomorrow, but we got more gaming news to get into.
Quick question about a gaming news: is NCAA football going to be available on PC, sir? I'll tune in tomorrow. You'll have that answer for me, won't you, Russ Factor?
I know there's something about this. I'll give you a little teaser. I'm not sure which game
Tease
it
me.
is, but
Tease me, buddy.
now that we've had you know how we've had two consoles going, basically. PS4 still gets games, and PS5 still gets the same game, but better. Some of these sports games, the PC version port has been basically the last gen version. But we'll find out tomorrow which sport games on PC are finally going to get the bestest version, the most up-to-date version. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll make sure to add that in the news. You said NCAA 25, college football on PC. You'll have to tune in to find out.
Yes. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, we will see you next week with episode 68, which is just one short of episode 69, that of which we cannot wait for. I'm also planning a trip to Vegas, and I want you there.
Me?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
them?
pointing to you. All y'all.
All of you.
All y'all.
Cool. Well, we'll have more on that.
I ain't got time to call all y'all captains. All y'all. Looking at Labor Day. Pencil us in. Dizzy, Fleshy P, get those passports ready.
Maybe a good few streams there with a nice active chat.
Get it ready.
We'll have to keep that foreskin thick.
Get it ready. All right, we'll see you next week. Are you going to be Wednesday or Thursday? Let's just tell everybody now.
If we do the Wednesday, it's more like 9-10 your time.
We'll see you, Russ Factor. Love you.
Love you too.
See you next week, everybody. Good day. I said good day.
Goodbye.